Cyber Dragons, Ryu-Ge, Enneacraft. There's so many cool decks for you today. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So I wanted to start off with VS Cyber Dragon for you. I love the way that this deck has been developing, and make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So yes, this list is unfortunately playing the Mjolnir lock. I really wish that we could get a little bit further away from this, but I don't blame the OCG for wanting to continue to explore this option because it's just a very powerful piece that you're able to lock your opponent out with, and especially since you're playing Cyber Dragon cards, you want that level of consistency to actually be there and helping you out. And I mean, I think this has been a fantastic showing of what you're generally getting with this deck. Obviously, you know, this level of synergy is really, really good. You've got all the Cyber Dark pieces in here as well. And we also get to see some interesting little side or extra deck choices here. Also, Spell Canceller making a fantastic appearance as well. Next up here, we have Ryu-Ge. And this is going to be this pile deck has inspired a lot of ideas in me, because this deck is using so many different pieces to really showcase what you can do, especially with Carmen Neton and the vanilla monster support that you're getting with this. It really says a lot. Also, we're main decking skill drains in this pile, which is almost an insane thing to see. We've also got the triple copies of the spell card Soul Exchange on the side deck. This is another case in point of why I get to talk about why this card is so good. It gives you full disruption capabilities. It's crazy. Also, yes, we are relying on Protos in this list. I think that's just kind of an upside to what you're playing. I mean, typically, if you're looking at Ryu-Ge things, Protos is going to be a card that you are going to heavily look at as an option to kind of get you there. Also, Synchro Universe shenanigans down here in the extra deck. We're really, really trying out some weird things. Next up here, we have Enneacraft. Now, I've been trying to keep up with as much Enneacraft innovations as I can. I think I've been more impressed by how these builds have been shifting down on their numbers on some of these things. Because, you know, while you have infinite searchers, it feels like sometimes you have too many searchers, and that kind of starts to run into consistency problems. That's why you've been seeing most of these builds cutting back on the spell card that places directly from the deck into the scales. You just want to use that to kind of set up more interruptions. But it's quite interesting to see, you know, the changes across the meta and why decks like this are cutting the things that they are, because I don't know, man, it feels really weird. Also, side decking the triple Ryu-Ge, we have the extra Scorpion down here to access if we need to possibly have that form of interruption, but it's kind of scary. Next up here, we have White Forest. Ooh. First thing I also see here is the Ceremonial Bell down here in the side deck. I love the fact that the OCG still clutches on to this idea of using the Ceremonial Bell to turn off VS K9. Also, this build is not going as crazy as we've seen with some of the other technology, where you've seen builds coming out of the woodwork playing 60 cards in the triple reasoning, and you're basically trying to get all of these mills that you can with this deck just to facilitate all of this combo destruction on the opponent. And it's a concept, that's for sure. But I think that going with the old stable here with the triple toy box and all of that sort of stuff usually ends up working out a little bit more consistently. We've also got the gravity collapses here. Yeah, this build looks pretty solid on paper for what I wanted to see. Ooh, we have Cool Tune, or Killer Tune as we're still going to call it around here. Of course, we are playing one copy of the spell card to search for the stupidness that is the free specimen of the specific tuner from the deck. We are also playing 2 Super Poly. I've noticed that every build that's been showing up with this is just maximizing on Super Polys in the OCG. It's such an important piece to be able to board break the opponent and then just kind of stabilize and go from there. You also do see we have triple Ghost Reaper in here as well. Being able just to shut your opponent out with Reaper, especially that's when you're looking at some of the extra deck choices here. I'm also surprised that they're not playing one of the Yummy Link 1 to kind of close out that way. It's just other interesting choices that they're making here, especially focusing on like the Lunalite, and I guess also hitting the Ripper has become a trend now too. Okay, next up here, we have Heroes. Heroes actually playing the triple Book of Eclipse in the deck too. Book of Eclipse has gained a lot of traction over the last couple days. It's honestly kind of impressive. I think the people that had the knowledge of Book of Eclipse actually helping out a lot more on the board breaker side of things was actually working a little bit better. You also do see Aqua Dolphin down here. I think Aqua Dolphin is still a card that you're able to access and do very, very nicely. Also do see for once in our life Plasma's kick to the side deck. Okay, I see you. I think Plasma's usability has kind of gone down the crapper throughout the years here. And that's such a crazy thing to think about because Plasma is such a strong card for how it has generally helped this deck. But, I mean, it's time to move on to bigger, stronger pastures. Next up here. All right, well, this is a site. We have Onomat Ryzeal for you. Now, the thing with this build in the OCG, you know, they have a lot more pieces limited on the Ryzeal side of things, which has pretty much checked this deck into oblivion and slowed it down. While they do have multiple detonators, the Onomata package is literally the only thing that's really holding this deck together. You also do see that we've been playing Valo in this. It's because, you know, you can send it from the extra deck and then scoop it underneath the detonator. Now you're getting multiple forms of interruption on the opponent, which actually kind of turns out to be really, really cheesy. I never really understood how good that was until you actually are watching that swing through and really start to break apart those boards, which, once again, can be quite impressive, honestly. I don't know, I quite like that a lot. Next up here, we have VS Canine. Now, most of these builds have been incorporating in the one of the new canine monster, because actually peeking into the opponent's hand and getting that key knowledge is quite important. Also, this is really, really strange, but we're only playing 2 copies of Stake Your Soul. I don't know if that was just a consistency thing. You know, you wanted to trim the deck down to 40, which I don't hate that idea. You want as much consistency as you can get here. Also, we're going with the Nightmare Phoenix. We have the Donner in here, and we've also got the Saruja. You have so many different pieces to this that it's honestly kind of surprising. Especially when you start to get into the niche designs of these extra decks, it really tells a lot about the meta developments and where these tech choices are really trying to swing. So that's kind of nice. Next up here, we have Trap Tricks. Okay, didn't think I would see a Trap Tricks build popping out of this. I do see we have a very, very small Ryzeal package in the deck, like hilariously small. Just 1 sword and 1 X, because, I mean, you can still shave down from, you know, where you need to be, especially if you can plop out something from the extra deck. Okay, usually seems pretty good. We have 2 Floodgates and 1 of the Plasma Hole. I guess also getting the Plasma Hole search out of the deck with Duo Drive. Also, I mean, Trap Tricks generically make 4s anyway, so you should be getting to X Sword off of that search anyway. Or, you know, X'd into the hole, which just sets up an extra form of interruption. It's also a whole normal trap card, which actually just helps you out so amazingly. Also do see we have the Double Dark Hole. We have the Heavy Storm down here. Honestly, this deck is just a menace for controlling the opponent. And then we have some Sky Striker action for you here. Now, honestly, the Magnificent Storm Sky Striker deck has been such a game changer. This build is actually main decking the Magnificent Storm monsters, which is actually not something that we tend to see a lot of these builds doing. You actually just kind of toss in a little bit of the Mystical Space Typhoon stuff, kind of call it a day, especially You know, when you can plow through this stuff super early on and start to design, you know, a super early board state for it, can really put your opponent in a really bad position. Also making sure that, you know, you don't lose the draw on the Hawkbird. Absolutely worth it. So what do you guys think about this breakdown of cool decks? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. See your beautiful little faces back. You learn day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.